Shalom, 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 beloved angelics and Gentiles. Man, I'm so grateful to be back, on board. A lot of research, a lot of work done. But today, we're going to really dive into a little something, something. Ladies, this one is particularly for you. We're going to explore not the 12 tribes, but the 13 tribes. Because Jacob had 12 sons and one daughter. In the Bible, they call her Dinah. But we're going to look at a little something different. We're going to go into her today without going into her. We're going to look at Diana Prince, aka Wonder Woman. Let's get it, family. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, fair use is invoked for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute when an otherwise infringement may occur. Usage is for nonprofit educational purposes tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised. I had been wondering what the hell happened to Dinah, aka Wonder Woman. That all of these shows they put on TVs, cartoons, and everything, they're always talking about our people, right? But there was never any word about where Dinah Prince came from. Never a word of where she came from. What that cartoon was representative of, who the character was, anything like that. But I think that we may have found her. We just may have found Dinah, right? Or Diana Prince. Whatever. We're just going to call her Wonder Woman. Jacob had 13 children. Okay? So, of course, there were 13 months before that got rid of. And then I kept trying to figure out why they were trying to get this 13th tribe, because there was a 13th tribe, okay? I think they were in the Amazons where man has never stepped before. Oh, hell, stuff started coming back and I started remembering all of these things and it started making sense where no man has. We thought when they said that they were talking about Africa, right? The woods of Africa, the diabolical, treading through all of the woods and cutting down with the trees with their machetes and everything, trying to find their way, right? We thought that was Africa. What if that really was the Amazon in South America? What if they were looking for something with their LiDAR in South America? We know they were, but what were they looking for? Oh man, we're not gonna go into the whole story about Dinah. Today, we're gonna look at the reason that I believe that Dinah is the 13th tribe. And I was trying to figure out why they were trying to put Ophiuchus, how Ophiuchus was going to slip in there, and why Hercules, hit that constellation has no head. Ba, 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 ba. We're going to look at that too. But right now, we're going to look at we're going to talk about what you're looking at on your screen, which is the Kabalha tree of life and the Kathar tree of life. I didn't put this together when I first looked at this. And those of you who have not been with me all along, go back and look at a couple of my earlier videos because I talked about the Kathar grid. and I compared them. At that time, I did not know that the Kabbalah was masculine and the Kathar grid is divine feminine. Ta-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, all of this time we've been thinking that the battle has been about color, race, black and white. No, 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 no. The fight has been to keep the melanated divine feminine down. That's what the fight has been about. Everything else has been a complete distraction, which is the reason the men have 10 sephirots and the women have 12 because they're different. You notice that you don't see a I'm going to go on one of the screens, and when I start going into this, you won't see a penis hanging down on this one, okay? So just this is the comparison of the Kabbalah tree of life and the Kathar tree of life. You know, it always nagged at me about this. You know, we're going to wipe the name of Israel from the earth. Name of Israel was never wiped from the earth. We all know that, right? Because they always, wanted to let us know that they were there, and so it just kept bothering me. It just never, my my spirit just never resonated with this whole thing. So on this break, when the divine sat me down, to just sit back and just watch and listen and just study, I did. And things started becoming clearer and clearer. And then this hit me about these trees and the difference. On your screen, you will see what it says: AI Timeline Wars, Blue Flame Essence, the Star Seeds, the Christos Mission. And this is a fake. There's a difference between the organic and inorganic. This AI timeline war, that's inorganic. These people here, this Kathara grid, this Kabalha, they said it meant tradition and all this. Well, Kathara means Ka is light, Tha is sound, and Ra is one. Okay? Kathara. There you go. So this masculine energy has been thriving off of the Kabalha tree of life. Everything has been put in place. And if you think about it, these beings here now who are out here that call themselves white, that are Caucasians, came from the Caucasus Mountains and all this, they couldn't have done this. They didn't have the knowledge to do this. The people who did this look like us, look like the people who were, some of them look like the people who the Pope was sucking on the toes, which is the reason I started with that one first. Everything has been an illusion. Everything has been a distraction. And if you notice, the distractions have increased. I wonder why. The distractions have increased. What you're seeing is up here with this Hesap and Anakin and Joshua and King Arthur and all this. Ha 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 ha. All distractions, the masculine energy. Okay? This is the reason they have 10 sephirots and the women have 12. We're going to get into this. I really want to thank Asiana Dean for all of her hard work. Her team, they really put a lot of time into putting this information together, and I've had the information, I've been reading it, I've been, trying to put it all together. And I kept, meditating and trying to get all of this information and going through it. And finally, finally a breakthrough. I ran upon something to help me put this information together. If you look up on your screen right now, look on the screen right now, I have information about on the inner halls of Amore passage and the embodied Kathar grid. So this Cathar grid, this is female. If you notice, there's no penis flapping down there. You know, they like to throw them things out there, you know, to show that masculinity, that they hanging tough and everything, right? But that's not what we have here. If you look at this, it has the, on the left, it has the centers, the Cathara centers and what they are. And I went over this in another video. But if you look on the right, and you look at where the areas are shaded there, that's the divine feminine side. If you see the NDC grid, the hold on, let me check out what that abbreviation means again. I got so many abbreviations in my head. Okay, it's the Nibiruin diotic crystal. NDC is Nibiruin diotic crystal. For those of you who are, you know, Nibiruin, okay? And it blocks, it's a program, it's a grid program that blocks the pineal gland function, the thyroid, the thymus, the endocrine system, and keeps the kundalini seals locked, blocking Antakarana, Maharata, Kirashe, and the Kundalini. Okay? This is what this is. Where it has the lines over here, you know, the shaded area with the lines, this is what was put on the earth. Because when you think about it, it makes sense. Okay? I don't know if many of you have read the Nag Hammadi, but in the Nag Hammadi, it talks about Pista Sophia and her wanting a baby, and she had Yaldabal. Yaldabal is actually the one who created the earth. Okay? It was him and his wickedness when he had the power. But he was tricked into having to relinquish the power. Now you explain this to me, because now it makes a hell of a lot more sense. Why would Atom be the one to be created first in order to take the power from Yaldabal? It doesn't make sense. The power and the energy belong to Pistis Sophia. So who would get that energy? Eve, Kava. It would go to her. She was the one that the energy was transferred to when when the source and Pistis Sophia saw the wickedness, the evil of Yaldabal. And he said he was the only God. The selfishness, the corruption, all of the lies, the deceptiveness, the wickedness. That energy would not go to a man. It would go to a female. Who had that energy? Wonder Woman. Okay. Let's get back on point. So, the central vertical Cathara line controls all other Cathara lines. Cathara centers on central vertical Cathara line control all other Cathara centers. You got that? So the Nibiruin Dionic crystal grid program. Notice I said crystal. Crystal, okay? Grid program blocks Cathara center 11 and creates reversal of fire letter sequences in centers 10, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1, and half reversals in 5, 8, and 11. So you see in the half reversals of 5, 8, 11 is connected to the masculine, okay? So because the masculine can't go, that energy was not able to go to 12. It wasn't able to get there. I don't know if that has changed now, but I know that if you look at the Kabbalah tree of life, however they want to pronounce it, it only has 10 spirits. It doesn't go to the 12th, the 11th, or 12th spirit. Now there is a sister online who actually had a Kundalini experience in 2020. And she said that she saw everything from the beginning. And I have listened to a lot of her information. And if you go to her, she's actually on TikTok. I think she's on um, YouTube, but I haven't visited her website on YouTube. I've only done the TikTok one, which is at the at sign rejoice, REJOICEOOH Gaia, GAIA. Okay, so that's the at sign REJOICEOH GAIA. And listen to the information that she uses TikTok because she actually thought that she was going to die. And I believe that the reason she almost died is because of the blocks that they have on the Kathar grid. And this is not just the Nibiruans, it's thought the Atlantean. There are a lot of energy or energies involved in this whole process, okay? So, and it's not about, see, they threw that color thing in there to throw people off and to keep people fighting about color, but this was never about color. This has always been about the masculine energies and the feminine divine energy. So now I get why Tesla said if you can have control if you can understand the energy of 369. Exactly. That's what's been going on. So the inner halls of Amora page, Kathar centers. I'm back on looking at the screen now. 129631, the electromagnetic run full D12 Maharata Christos ray, but they can't get there. They may be able to get there now, but I don't think so because I've not seen a single man that on any of TikTok or YouTube that has stated anything or had made any videos to show me that they're at that um, D12 at the Kathar Center 12. I wouldn't know, okay? But there are none who has been able to do that yet. So we've not gotten there with the men. So the shaded Kathar centers are blocked and run reversed fire letter sequences due to the Nibiruan diotic crystal grid block at Kathara Center 11, the pineal. Reverse spin ratios on corresponding DNA strand template. Opening the halls of Amore. Kathar Centers 12, 9, 6, 3, and 1 to run the Maharata and Kirashe currents will clear all distortions from NDC grid. But that's a lie. There is something else that has to be done, and we're going to go over that, ladies. So now, ladies, we're going to look at the tribal shield Qzone activations. And what these are, this is Qzones, which are songs that are they have been using to keep the Kathar centers closed and to keep the men in charge, 369. Okay? So I'm gonna read what this says, and then I'm gonna show you how I know this. So tribal shield Qzones activations. Qzones are locations on Earth where a small portion of Earth's D12 shield of Arimatina Christos, it should be Crystalla, planetary shields. During stellar activations cycles, Qzones can be manually set by individuals or groups by running the D12 Maharata current, activating the tribal shield to draw in the Kundalini primal sound frequencies, then singing the 12 tribes master Qzone suffixes. One can then allow the song of the Christos, you notice they're saying Christos soul, the tones of the personal D12 Maharaj shield, the Elohai, Elohim within, to run into the planetary shields. But see, this was only for the masculine energy, okay? They've only been using this to run the masculine energy. The personal soul song will create a back song transmission of frequency from Earth's planetary shields as set of healing frequencies sent back to you in response to activating your soul song in Earth's planetary shields. Once set, Q zones will remain for a period of 3.5 to 5 years, depending on strength of energy original set. They can be recharged using the same setting procedure to last indefinitely. Well, um, I've been singing these, not these, but the other personas, and trying to activate. Once I start getting some clarity, activating these on my own. So when the sister said online that she had a full Kundalini um, explosion in 2020, it made sense to me because during that time I was running the personas, not these specific ones, but others, and the Maharata Shield and other things I had already been doing. So I kept researching, trying to figure out why I'm still seeing online all this masculine energy, and they're still trying to run the same masculine thing, and then now we have all the Kemites coming out, and Egyptologists, and they're still trying to run into this Egyptology stuff. Mm-mm. So then, once I started researching and really, really meditating and focusing, I began to get some clarity and understand and do some more research. And the sister had did on there a reading that said if you do that, you're on the right track. Something she said you're on the right track. She didn't give a specific name or anything, but I felt in my spirit it resonated with me that she was talking to me. And so she said, if you do the research, you haven't done the research. And I'm thinking, but I have done all the research. I've done it. But I started back researching again. And this is when I actually found more information. So now look at the message that was put on the website regarding the psalms, the Psalms. Avoid the suffix combination of tribe 4, 7, 10 used in that sequence to avert present distortions in Earth's grids that run on this mathematical coding. You guys, I'm reading this first because I'm going to show you what they meant. Now, if you remember on the other screen, I told you that the NDC, the Nibiruin diotic crystal grid, was a program that blocks Kathar Center 11 and creates reversal of fire letter sequences in centers 10, 7, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So everything that we do, the divine feminine does, because they have the blocks on 4, 7, and 10, it goes in reversal. So they don't want you to use that particular combination, is what it's telling you. And then you're going to get a little bit more clarity when I show you the pasans. And understand this. In these Catholic churches, these pimps, these popes singing, there's a reason for it because it is their frequency. But see, the melanated women have their own frequency. Okay? and it's not in a line with this frequency, which is the reason that all the music was changed to a different frequency to keep the frequency on the earth extremely low so that everything would resonate on that frequency, the Schumann resonance. That's why it resonated on an extremely low frequency, because everything, they have to survive on this low frequency energy. Why do you think they had us in those churches singing and carrying on? Okay? This is all about frequency, vibration. So I'm going to show you the Qzones, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to change this up and put our own frequency on it, okay? Now on here it says begin toning soft and slow and increase the speed and volume to reach a peak critical mass point. Once critical mass is reached, then start to bring the toning down, slowing the speed and decreasing the volume. We don't work like that. So this is their low frequency energy. We have to do things in our frequency, our vibration, okay? Because I'm pretty sure Diana, and the girls, they didn't sing this. That wasn't our tone. It's never been our tone, okay? So we're not going to do that. We're going to sing the way that we did when we were in those wicked ass churches. We're going to bring it, okay? So none of this low frequency, low vibration crap that they do in these Caucasian churches. We're going to bring it our own way, all right? And I want to thank Asiana Dean and her team for all of their hard work, in putting this information together for us. So here we go, ladies. These are the real 12 tribe names. The 12 sacred master Qzones or songs for activating the 144 fire letters of the tribal shield flame codes in the 12-strand DNA template. And in parentheses is plus the master tone activation suffix. So what I have been doing is I have actually been singing 4, 7, and 10 only, okay? And then, so now what I want you ladies to do, if you're interested in doing this, is to sing 4. I was singing the 4, 7, and 10. 4, 7, 10, I would do the 3 of them together because they tell you to sing 3 of them, but I was doing 3 of them together to include the master tone activation suffix. I would do the suffixes by themselves, and I would do, and it's supposed to be a large A there, which is K. The small A is Ka, and then with the OE is just OE, and then the Ku, the KHU, and then Da Ra. So you can do the 4, 7, 10, 11, 12, which is what I've been doing, but I wouldn't do any of the others because right now what we want to do is we want to focus on the divine feminine energy. That's where we are. We want to focus on the divine feminine energy. There's enough masculine testosterone and hate here, that we don't need to focus on that. They have really been using the divine feminine energy. They've been using the feminine energy all along, not the divine feminine energy, but they've been using the feminine energy because you have people out there, in these high positions that are really men that look like women, that are women that look like men, and they've been collaborating and they had collective consciousness of wickedness. Okay. That's what they were doing. Because again, you got to remember, I believe that this earth is the one that Yaldabaoth created with the energy from Pistis Sophia. Okay? So it started in wickedness, okay? But we must end the wickedness. And I'm going to go into the whole situation about Dinah or Diana, Princess Diana. Okay, not that one, that fake that they had up there that everybody was crying over. Not talking about that. This is something completely different. This is on a spiritual level. And then I will tell you the reason that I know that there are no men that have reached the 12th sphere, because it's blocked off to them because of the Kabbalistic 10 spear tree of life. That has been blocked off to our men who have been supported. Again, there's a lot more to this. I'm going to go into it, but right now, what I want to do is get the ladies involved and try to explain a little bit of the reason that we're still seeing so much masculine energy parading around here trying to control things. We got to get, we must end this. See, we didn't have the knowledge before. Okay, we were ignorant and there was a veil over this land, and there's still a veil. I believe that Hercules, the constellation Hercules, is the veil. But I believe the constellation of Ficus, however you pronounce it, is the one that's coming in that's going to bring that feminine energy, which is the 13th tribe. That's just me, okay? I don't know as much about the constellations. I've been reading, but there's been so much download that I just can't do it all. I can't do it all, but I have some more information about this. But right now, what I want you ladies to do is just kind of peruse through this, meditate on it, go through the pasans, and know that the reason there's a book. They have a book of songs that was specifically geared to this. Their singing and their beliefs and the energy that they were keeping here. Okay. I have the book. I'm not going to bring it in this one. I'll show it to you guys in the next vid. Right now, I want to kind of bring this one to a close. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, gals have any questions whatsoever, please email me at memsaconsulting@gmail.com, or just put it in the comments on the video if you have any questions whatsoever about this. All right. I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm bringing you the information. I'm going to present it, and I'm going to give you what you need in order to move forward with it. However you choose to proceed is up to you. Okay. No harm, no foul. That's just me. Much love to the divine feminine, to the Mashiach and the beloved great source, the great I am that I am. Shalom, 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 angelics and Gentiles.